Bmnr, bankroll, influencers, and 50 billion shares. What could go wrong? Bitmine Immersion Technologies, Bmnr, served up a shareholder meeting that looked less like a corporate AGM and more like a late-stage internet celebrity gala. Tom Lee showed up with conviction and cameras. Sam Altman and Vitalik Buterin, who were widely expected to attend, were conspicuously absent. The company just got shareholder approval to expand authorized shares from 500 million to 50 billion, and immediately dropped a $200 million strategic check into MrBeast's Beast Industries. The AGM, Tom Lee, missing VIPs, and the big vote. Imagine you're at the Wynn in Las Vegas, chandeliers, a sea of retail investors who wore their best "I Believe" shirts, and Tom Lee walking in like a walking Bloomberg headline. Management had put a big corporate change up for a vote: increase authorized shares from 500 million to 50 billion. That proposal isn't a small procedural tweak. It's the difference between a tightly capped company and one that can issue huge amounts of equity without needing special approvals later. Bitmine pushed the rationale that this flexibility would support future strategic transactions, partnerships, and growth opportunities, and shareholders approved it. The company had circulated a chairman's message before the meeting explaining the rationale and urging a yes vote. But the meeting also had drama baked in. In the run-up, headlines and promotional materials suggested heavy hitters like Sam Altman and Vitalik Buterin might be present, a kind of two titans, one stage marketing dream. When they didn't appear, online communities exploded. Was the event oversold? Were we promised guest stars that were never confirmed? Some retail investors felt misled. Others shrugged and pointed to the substance of the vote and the new initiatives instead. Media outlets and social feeds lit up with commentary, and StockTwits made Bmnr a top trending ticker as users debated whether the AGM delivered or simply entertained. Why the absence matters. For retail audiences, big names equal validation. If a startup pension fund or an obscure VC shows up, meh. But if Sam Altman is on stage, then the company feels like a rocket. So when expectations aren't met, sentiment can swing quickly, and with authorized shares now astronomically higher, sentiment is currency. The 50 billion shares. Why that's a big deal. Authorized shares are, in plain English, the maximum number of shares a company can legally issue. Before the vote, Bitmine's authorization sat at a relatively tight 500 million. After the vote, that ceiling is now 50 billion, a 100-fold increase. This gives management enormous optionality. Stock splits, big acquisitions paid in equity, employee plans, and a lot more. It also raises the specter of dilution. If the company issues new shares in large volumes, the ownership percentage, and therefore future earnings per share, of existing holders can be diluted heavily. By the way, if you are getting value from this video so far and want more like this, please like the video, it means much to us, and hit the subscribe button, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Two ways to look at it. Optimist lens. This is flexibility. Want to buy a slice of MrBeast's empire? Pay with shares, not cash. Want to make strategic investments without tapping the market? Issue shares to partners. From this view, authorized shares are a tool to accelerate growth without mortgaging the balance sheet. Skeptic lens. This is a blank check to dilute retail holders. If management uses new shares to reward insiders, raise capital at low prices, or fund vanity M&A, the value for current shareholders can plummet. Think of authorized shares like a pizza's maximum number of slices printed on the box. Before, Bitmine had 8 slices. Now the box says you could have 800. That doesn't mean they will bake 800 slices, but suddenly the kitchen can, and investors should ask, who's controlling the oven and what's on the topping menu? The MrBeast check, $200 million, and why it's flashy and strategic. In a headline that reads like a BuzzFeed clickbait headline written by a banker, Bitmine announced a $200 million investment into Beast Industries, Jimmy, MrBeast, Donaldson's media and consumer business. This is not a small cameo or a merch deal. Beast Industries has ambitions to expand into fintech and financial services for Gen Z through decentralized finance ideas and creator-first products. MrBeast's audience is enormous and extremely engaged. Bitmine's investment is being positioned as both a strategic and financial play. Participate in a global media consumer platform with deep Gen Z reach, and perhaps integrate DeFi/crypto elements into that platform down the road. Why some investors love it. A $200 million stake in a mainstream creator company connects Bitmine to real consumer economics, ad revenue, merch, branded products, and eventual financial services. If Beast Industries scales like a new Disney, that stake could be wildly valuable. Why others cringe? This is a pivot away from being a pure crypto treasury or mining company into a diversified investment vehicle that chases cultural fame. That's exciting for storytelling and headlines, but raises governance questions. How does a shareholder ensure a $200 million entertainment/fintech bet aligns with long-term value creation for Bmnr holders? And will future such investments be paid in shares, meaning even more dilution? It's like your grandma taking her life savings and buying an island because a celebrity said it would be the next Ibiza. Could be brilliant. Could also be a very expensive souvenir. The stock reaction: dip, pop, and retail frenzy. The market's reaction on the day of the AGM was typical for a tweet-driven, narrative stock. Bmnr fell more than 5% during regular hours, likely a mix of profit-taking, disappointment on the missing speakers, and quick headline-driven selling, then recovered slightly in after hours to finish about 0.4% higher relative to the close. Meanwhile, StockTwits and retail platforms lit up. Bmnr became one of the most discussed tickers as users argued over the quality of the meeting, the meaning of the authorized share increase, and the MrBeast check. That social media buzz is a real factor. It drives flows, retail buy, sell intensity, and sometimes huge volatility. Why volatility matters? For an investor, the price moves are less important than the cause. A 5% drop from a PR-heavy meeting might indicate short-term disappointment. A sustained downtrend after repeated dilution events would be more worrying. The after-hours blip tells us one thing: the market is still undecided, and momentum algorithms and retail sentiment are running the show. Note this as well. God tells us in Daniel 7 verses 25-27 that, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him." Want more information about the books of prophecy? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: "I stayed until the end." Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe, and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage us to continue bringing to you more insightful videos. Do not miss out on our future videos. All I am asking is your subscription. Thank you for joining me today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's love.